Hey everyone, if you're looking for a done-for-you option for Cyber Monday where we do all the work and you get paid, where you're just agnostic to the project, you don't really care what industry, you don't really care what location, as long as you make a lot of money, that's it. So you can buy a position and make, from us, we're required to get you 10 times back within a year. And if we can't do it, you get to keep all the money we got you during the year and you get to roll over for free into the next year until you get 10 times back within a year, which is really cool. So it means that if in 2 years, say the first year we got you 8 times back, and the second year we got you 16 times back, double, then that means between the 2 years, you got 24 times back on your money, which is like getting your money back every single month for 2 years. How's that? That makes you want to invest more. The bigger you can put in, then the more you get back every single month, that kind of thing. So we're doing that now with a couple of things, one of which was accident attorneys, because we identified 3 massive ways to get paid from that. Getting paid per call, getting paid per Google AdSense click, and getting paid by introducing live chat from guys who are willing to pay for good leads, right? And we realized that another industry, when we looked into it, that operates almost the exact same way, is addiction centers, rehab centers, people who have addiction. So now that I said that, I want to make this other point. It's really so important. The engine that we've been using just got a massive upgrade literally an hour ago, as in today, right now. That is something else. It's major. Now, the second thing that goes along with that is that it allows us to create up to 3,000 words at a time for a single request because it can handle it. It's that much better. So instead of just like 1,500 words, it can handle basically double the content per request. And that's just incredible. So then the next thing that goes along with that is that we have been able to get our websites to produce each subtitle one at a time, in an extremely robust way. We were having problems before where it seemed like it would glitch out and drop some content. We didn't know why. So we worked on that for a while, but we finally beat it, and we beat it for sure. Now with the new engine, we're way ahead. So the new engine writes better English, it writes longer English. And the third thing is that we're running instances in parallel. So that is something that works. So for instance, say we open one website, we're creating a page at a time. Then we're creating a page in 45 seconds. So we're getting one page every 45 seconds. Top quality, top class, because we already went off anyway and verified that it can rank. We ran audits on it. But the fact that we can produce this with the latest, greatest total content creation is unbelievable the way it works. Just better English and longer. And I'm going to show you an example very shortly. That's why I'm on this blank page. I'm going to just give you a clue. The second thing that's amazing is that what if we open, because we can do this remotely using our remote control, we can open 5 different websites and tell them what to write. They're each supposed to write the same kind of thing all at the same time. So instead of doing one page in 45 seconds, we can do 5 pages in 45 seconds. Means what? It means a page every 9 seconds. Top quality. What if we have 45 websites and we're doing them in parallel? We can create a page a second. Okay, so I want to talk about takeover bid. The fact that we can create not just the best quality onto a single page, but we can mass produce through iterations onto a lot of pages, totally unique variations that Google will say were written by entirely different people as far as Google can tell. So there's that. But here's the thing I love. Those of you who are in and you're getting paid on these projects that are done for you, you don't do anything, we do it. We take care of the domains. We take care of the templates. We take care of monitoring because we can now. A lot of the money that you spend backing us up to be able to put these out. In the old days, a lot of it was based on production. But now that we've gotten so far along, we're past production. Now we're into monitoring. The beauty of monitoring is this. We have 3 layers of monitoring. The websites monitor themselves to reach the goals we set. But then the websites also check the goals with each other to see who's got the best scores. So then they take the best information back so they all grow really fast to keep up with the best examples. Then third, we just monitor that. There are always things we can do. We can tweak the goals. We can try out some different videos, see what we think. And we can push things up even higher, and we know it. We could even take a couple of the pages and run them through ads on purpose to get more people there faster so that the web pages can grow faster through the self-optimization steps so that they can become even more profitable sooner. Okay? A lot of money. So what happens if you're doing this for accident attorneys? Pay-per-call is like $500 a call. If somebody clicks on a Google AdSense link, that's between $200 and $400 a click. Somebody could call, it could turn into a good lead. They probably won't click the AdSense link, although they could. Somebody may call and find out they're not a good lead. They don't qualify. So they reach down and they hit the AdSense link to try another route. They definitely count for that now. Okay? And then finally, if we invite some particular lawyers in different areas to put their own live chat, just give us the code snippet. We'll put it in our website. And then whenever the people engage with them on the live chat, we get a copy of the chat transcript. And so we get paid. We can set that to be an easy $200 per good conversation. In other words, if somebody on that conversation says, hey, you need to talk to Tom, here's his number, I'll let him know you're calling. Okay? Or I'll check to see if he can get your call now or whatever. Or if it's, hey, that's excellent, fill out this form and send it back in. By the time the conversation gets that far, right, where the person on that line wants to do that with this person here, we get paid. Okay? And we split it with you. That's beautiful. Now, we found as much as we can do that with accident attorney, for every car accident, motorcycle accident, time somebody got hit by a truck, got struck by a commercial truck, every time somebody at work slipped and fell and hit their head, every time somebody fell off a ladder, every time anything went wrong at work, somebody went over the edge, any time that there's a work-related injury, somebody cut their hand, all of that feeds you, okay? And not just that, because it's massive and it's everywhere and it's nationwide and there's no ending that. It's a multi-trillion-dollar a year industry. Another industry like that is addiction, rehab centers. You guys know that they allowed a lot of pot, gateway drugs and stuff to be allowed in many different states in the U.S., and it acts like a gateway drug. The next thing you know, there are more people on the streets having problems with drugs in general, and too many of them are kids. And so what you have is the chance to save a young life. And who wants to more than the parents? And so what do you have? A lot of people getting a hold of rehab centers, right? That will not die anytime soon. And you know what we found? They pay $500 per call for a good lead. It doesn't have to be a new client because they're already going to make like 20 grand on a new client. They could pay you $1,000 for a new client. They could pay you $2,000 for a new client. But they're paying $500 a lead because it's only going to be like 1 in 3 or 4 people that actually turn into a new client for them, right? But that's why it's worth $500 a lead to them. To get through those leads on the way to the yeses, to get through the no's on the way to the yeses, are going to pay for the no's, pay for the yeses, but the net effect is their profit, okay? We found that's true for both accident attorneys and addiction centers. So if you were to go to Offer Vault and you were to look, okay, I just want to make this clear, right? So anyway, if we were to go to Offer Vault and I just wanted to say pay-per-call offers and I wanted to do it by payout being the highest, okay, and I just looked down, addiction treatment. Guess what? There it is. And guess what comes along with that? What do you think comes along with that? The Google ads. They also pay between $200 and $400 a click for the exact same reason that these guys will pay $500 a call. And then aside from that, addiction treatment centers definitely have live chat in lots of places because they're trying to talk people through suicide. They're trying to help people who are tentative and don't want to call them, but they'll at least talk to them anonymously on a live chat session at first. So they'll try to swing them around. you know, let alone talk to the parents who really aren't sure if they want to make themselves known yet because it's, you know, such a stigma. Okay, there you go. I want to point this out. For all you guys who are buying on Cyber Monday, when you get a position on Decrypt My Leads, decryptmyleads.com, and you go and you claim a position, and you take accident attorneys, okay, and you select yourself a county, it's going to cost a bunch, okay? But as long as you're paying $1,500 or more, okay, then when you get that position over the next 3 days, for these 3 days plus, I'm going to make this backwards compatible for the guys who got in with at least $2,000 over the last 60 days. I'm just going to do that. Then what it means is this. Okay, I think 16, maybe. I'm thinking of one guy I'll let sneak in there because he's a long-standing guy. Here's what I want to say. As long as you get in with $1,500 or more on accident attorneys for a position over these next 3 days, I don't care if you already have a position, if you got it long ago, it may not count for this, but if you get a position on this right now over these next 3 days, it's a Cyber Monday thing, then here's the point. I'm going to give you an accommodating position like it in addiction recovery. Okay, so it's going to be 1.25. I'm sorry, I should have that set to 1.25, and I will. So it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 1.25. It's going to be the same price or higher, but I'm going to give you addiction recovery in the same county as you got for accident attorneys. Okay, and that way, you're going to have two streams of income working for you, and you're going to have spread your portfolio into more than one industry. Either one alone, huge. Both of them together, can you imagine 20 times your money in a single year just comes in? That leads me back to this. How good can a robot write? Let's try something. Write a blog for Bennett and Bennett Law Firm, accident attorneys in Chicago, which is funny because there probably is no Bennett and Bennett Law Firm. When you've been injured in an accident, you want the best legal representation you can get. That's why people in Chicago turn to Bennett and Bennett Law Firm, accident attorneys. We've been providing top-notch legal services to accident victims for over 30 years and are committed to helping you get the justice you deserve. At Bennett and Bennett Law Firm, we understand how difficult and stressful it is to be injured in an accident. Do you see how cool that is? Do you see how much power is there in that? And we write all of our web pages like this. Now you might say, okay, it stopped with that much, right? Yeah, but these act like headers and then subheaders. So in our web pages, we say generate the header with the subheaders. When we get that list together, we say now write a whole section for each. So it writes a section like this for each header and subheader. So you wind up with a long web page. And the web page is cool. It's totally awesome. So what is the value of all that? It's engaging. It's going to drive people to want to sign up. And that's going to make a lot of money for you and me because all they have to do is call. They don't have to become a client. They just have to call. It has to be a decent call. A call that could turn into a client. Not the guy called because he thought it was Pizza Hut and he misdialed. Right? Not a spam call out of India. It's got to be a real call, right? But as long as it's that, you made $500. We made $500, sorry. You made $250 because we're splitting the earnings on that because we need to be able to keep growing the projects, right? We have to have our end, you have your end. But if you're paying angel investor for us to create the project, then you get half of the proceeds as the profits. So you get half of the profits from the sale. So what that means is somebody calls, you make $250. Somebody clicks one of the Google AdSense streams that we have, then you make between $100 and $200 typically. Somebody has a good conversation in the chat box, then you're going to make like $100. You know what the funny thing is? We're running this in such a way that you can get two industries running side by side where this kind of thing can happen more than once every single day because of how well we can create the websites in comparison to every competitor out there in those two industries in your location of choice. Okay? We can write better content than most of the websites that exist today. And we can back it with our backlinks. And when you're buying projects like this, we're creating all of them and having them cross-reference each other. So the more people that get into this, the more everyone makes, period. Okay? And since we put a rule on it that says we cannot cash you out of the project, so to speak. We can't say, okay, you're done until you've made at least 10 times over on your money. Okay? But every year, you're in for the whole year. So if you make 10 times over on your money in the first 4 months, and then you make another 80 times over on your money by the end of the year, that's 90 times over on your money you got to keep. Okay? There you go. So the reason you're getting in is so we can do our jobs with the newest content. We've always been able to drive traffic, and that's one of the coolest things. Even when I was showing you before in some of the other videos, I mean, we're getting like 200 visitors a day. But if they're looking at spin tax content, they're not impressed, right? Many of them aren't going to convert on spin tax, right? We have to reach out to them and convert them. But in a case like this, where we're writing this well, they convert. So not only is that running for you, let's try this one. Write a different blog. This time, not for accident attorneys in Chicago, we're going to write a blog for Bright Path, a caring addiction, let's say a caring addiction recovery clinic in Chicago. Isn't that nuts? Welcome to Bright Path, the Caring Addiction Recovery Clinic in Chicago. We are dedicated to providing the highest quality of care to individuals suffering from addiction. Our comprehensive approach to treatment includes individualized plans tailored to meet each patient's unique needs, evidence-based therapies, and a supportive and encouraging atmosphere. At Bright Path, we recognize that addiction is a complex disorder that requires an individualized approach. Whoa! Whoa! So yeah, I mean, as we write the content, we can change the tone. So we can say, make the tone more witty or professional or compelling or engaging or write in the style of Napoleon Hill or write in the voice of Bob Villa. I mean, no matter what it is, we can create an excellent bit of content for each topic we touch. And what does that mean? Since we can move at this speed, you see how fast this happened? And I make a little tweaks. So I would copy this and save it to a notepad file, right? See what I mean? And then what would I do? I change this concept a little bit, right? Write a blog for recovering from alcoholism. And I would put some notes in there about it. I mean, that's a little vague, but I don't know. Recovering from alcoholism can be a difficult and sometimes overwhelming journey. It takes immense courage and dedication. It's important to remember that it's possible to get better and start a new life, etc., etc., etc. Do you see that? What am I showing you? I'm showing you another page. Okay? So these are pages that write themselves on the website. I'm doing this in a simple blank document for your view, but we write these on the website directly into the web pages. And then we create iterations. I can say, what you did here, do it again and again and again and again, but make it different every single time. So I can make lots and lots of websites about the same topics. And that is beautiful because I can have them stacked next to each other. We have so many templates that are top quality. They're all going to monitor themselves, adjust themselves. They're all going to drive better actions. And when Google sees time on site and they see click interactions, we rank higher. And we can easily rank higher than the competition with multiple websites at the same time. Okay? There you have it. It is possible to reclaim your life and to find hope and joy in sobriety. Okay? And we can write for the parents, right? What parents go through when recovering from alcoholism, and so on. I mean, we can write about anything that brings in yet more people to the website from different angles, from different searches that they do, and lead them in and convince them that the way to go is this center here, and so on. The Bright Path Clinic. Okay, I think you get the point. So I'm telling you right now that over the next 3 days, go to accident attorneys, pick your population. The more the population, the more the project costs, right? It's just the way it is, because the higher the population, the more sales you're going to make. But I don't care if you think there's a lot of money. It's obviously not. That's $3K. If you're going to make like an average $200 a day, then in 30 days, that's $6,000. That's double your money in the first month or in a month. So even if that doesn't happen until the third month, but then it happens for the remaining like 9 months, and let's say it didn't even grow past that, then you'd be at $6K a month, which is double what you see here for 9 months. That's 18 times your money back in the first year. And the funny thing is, while that's happening, what about this one? Oh, it's doing kind of the same thing, isn't it? It's also bringing in maybe $6,000 a month for 9 months. That's why you want to get into this, all right? Because you're going to get both positions, okay? Don't miss this. We've been doing websites for over a decade. We've got tons of traffic coming. We've recorded that. We've shown it. And our only Achilles heel over all time has been having to write unique pages of content. There's no way to afford that if you do it by hand. But now we don't have to. Not only do the tools exist for us to auto-generate absolutely incredible content like this, but we build it into our websites. So if you let us just do our job now, we'll create this. We'll create all the images. We'll make all the websites rank. We'll get all the traffic in. We'll get the AdSense stream income. We'll get the calls. And what we're going to do is make that completely transparent with each guy on a one-on-one basis for their positions. So whatever positions you have, that account is going to have its own dedicated number. It's going to have its dedicated list of the Google ad clicks. It's going to have its dedicated live chat streams. And you are going to be plugged into that so you can see those things happen in real time. You'll get to watch like $200 a day appearing for you every day, or $6,000 a month. And I'm throwing the number in the air because it's not at all strange. It's saying one hit a day on average. Okay? And that's it. I mean, are you kidding? You know how many people are searching every day for one and or the other thing? So, I mean, it's going to be a lot more money you're going to make. Certainly the kind of money that allows you to quit working your job, and you'll probably start making it within the first couple of months. It's incredible what this opportunity allows us to do. So yeah, I'm just saying, Cyber Deal is get 2 for the price of 1. 2 projects, your portfolio spreads wide open at no extra cost to you. So to open your portfolio like that, wider, without an extra cost, absolutely worth it. Don't miss. So today, Tuesday, and Wednesday, okay? That's it. Lock and load. The higher you lock and load, the higher you push us to need to push back to get you covered. Because what's our goal? To get you through, right? We want to get you through, but we can't do it unless we can pay you 10 times back within a year. So if we do everything we can and we can only get you 8 times back in the first year, you get to keep it all and get a free year on us. So then you're still in for the next year, the whole year. And you could make 20 or 40 times back. And I'm not saying that because you can't make it this year. You can make it the first year. It's nail-biting, unbelievable what all of this allows us to do right now. So as we push it out, we're going to see. But it's a tremendous amount of money. And if you make 8 times back in the first year and 40 times back in the second, wasn't it worth it? Heck yeah. All right. I hope you find this interesting, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. Take care.